He's battling it out.
What is going on, everybody? It is your boy, the International Sensei, here today for the Controller FGC news, man. And this weekend was pretty action-packed. First things first, shouts out to the New Jersey Mortal Kombat tournament, Darth Armor and all those boys out there. And shouts out to my main man, Gur. I will see you in a few weeks, my brother. Definitely great stuff with that crisp and clean Gearus, a.k.a. Gayros. This man was flawless blocking everything, man. He looks exceptional. And since the LCQ just got announced, I know he is prepped and ready for some more action in 2020. Shouts out to Gur and all the awesome MK players up in New York and New Jersey. Next, man, this weekend was all about some Street Fighter V action. Shouts out to Moke with that crisp and clean Rashid doing mad work in the LCQ, winning that, and then making top 16 in the Capcom Pro Tour Finals. And man, with the heaviest, and I mean the heaviest of hearts, Ivan Domination, man, the Laura God himself. Biggest of big congratulations to you, my brother. I mean, it's amazing to see how far you've come to where you're not entering locals to entering majors and things like that. And I know it had to feel much sweeter because you took out your demon Punk, the guy that gate kept you last year from getting into the Capcom Cup, and now you gate kept him from winning a major title like that, man. So I know that has to feel good. And guess what, man? Those sponsors are going to be knocking down your door anytime soon. And that is it for the news, guys. But since it is that most wonderful time of the year, today is TEKKMAS, a.k.a. the Tekken Christmas. Now, we did lose a couple of guests tonight, but we do have some very, very illustrious guests on the panel to talk some wonderful Tekken.
Yeah.
So without further ado, I would like to introduce the most gentle of giants, Pleasant Man, and the most nutty of nuts. This man is pecans, almonds, cashews, whatever nut that you could find. Ajaxx. Dude, you are a nut. You play.
Shut up over there.
you play lead.
I'm an educated nut.
You play lead, man. All right.
They're downplaying me.
You play League?
Leg, yeah.
Oh,
leg.
I said
Leg.
There's a league.
Leg.
No, I don't
Excuse
play.
me, excuse me.
I'm not that bad.
Excuse me, leg. Excuse me.
Nothing wrong with
Leg.
League of Legends.
Dude.
Alright, that's a different topic. We'll skip.
All right, guys. So first off, how are you guys doing today, man?
I'm feeling good.
Nice.
Yeah. It was not too bad of a drive, so I'm happy to be over here.
Dope.
We're
Well,
excited for TEKKMAS.
Yeah,
TEKKMAS. Yes.
TEKKMAS.
You had me at TEKKMAS.
Yeah. So all about Tekken today. So
Tekken today.
so the best possible Tekken. So even though it has been a couple weeks out, I want to get your guys like opinions on like what was your favorite moment of TWT finals. Mine personally was just like seeing Bilal win the LCQ, because it is crazy how like Arslan Ash kind of burst on the scene, and then a bunch of other killers from the Middle East have just come out and just in droves and just playing mad hard.
Yeah.
So what was like your favorite moments, like anything that shocked you about TWT?
I was super happy Bilal won LCQ because that man is just so good. Like Nia's been to Pakistan 2 or 3 times now, and the second time he came out, he played Bilal in like a really close set. But I watched the VOD and he was super nervous, and like obviously I think Nia won that set out of 10. It was like 3 to 10 or something like that. But watching Bilal play other Pakistanis is like night and day. Like when he's not nervous and when he's playing like his actual best, he is a monster with Brian. Like you tech wrong and you're literally just dead like 80% every single time at the wall. So I really like that Bilal won LCQ. I was super happy about that. I guess overall for TWT finals, I mean obviously my boy Chikarin, even though he's not repping Gen anymore, you know, he's still a Gen player in my eyes, I guess. He won with Akuma, which I thought was interesting. Do you know the lore behind that? Like why he picked Akuma?
That I do not.
Okay, so it's crazy, but he was specifically playing Akuma to play against Ulsan if he had to, and then it ended up that's what happened. So like, first of all, I didn't have Ulsan in the top 4 at all, and I don't think a lot of people did.
No,
like he was kind of like a dark horse, I think. Everyone would agree.
No.
But the guy is a killer for sure, and the fact that he made it to play Chikarin and Chikarin already had something prepared just shows you like how dedicated Chikarin is to the game.
Oh yeah.
Like he streams often as well, almost every single day he's streaming, and he doesn't get a lot of NA viewers.
No.
But because he doesn't stream on Twitch, he streams on not Nico Nico, some other Japanese site, and he mirrors it to Twitch. But as soon as he won TWT, I was watching the next day or the next week, I believe, and his Twitch video, he was at like 1,000 viewers or something from NA on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
So like not even the platform he's on. And the chat is all in English, and like with my limited Japanese, I could just hear him say over and over like, "Oh yeah, I don't really speak much English, so I'm really sorry, but you know, like I can't tell you guys anything." Blah blah blah. So Chikrin winning TVT was super hype for me because like he's a Gen boy, real recognized real. Even though he's playing Akuma and Geese and all these other guys, you do what it takes to win. That's
Yes.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There are
I mean,
required W's.
all that money, all that pride and stuff, and all
yeah,
that.
and
gotta.
he walked away with a W, which is crazy. Going into it, everyone was like Pakistan, Pakistan, Pakistan,
Yeah, Pakistan.
and Knee even.
Knee,
Everyone was hyping up
yeah.
Knee as well. And Knee obviously is the GOAT, but like you know, everyone's a killer in this game. It's insane.
Yeah, man. I think in like the pool stages, kind of how they like mirror like the World Cup in like the pool stages. I really like that as a tournament. Now I wish, of course, I mean the time difference. Like I wish I would have been in on American time so I could have stayed up and watched all of the action. But man, like I would literally wake up and like something godlike would be happening. Like I woke up as Anakin was making his comeback.
Yeah.
In top 8, so it was ridiculous.
I didn't really mind the tie spacing. What I really liked about it was just the eliminations. Like you looked at that top 16 and players you had, like Vegas had like 32-1 making top 8, just dropped like flies.
Oh yeah.
Like Pakistan players or not, they came to. Everyone thought that a Pakistan player would take TWT. At the very least, a Korean player. Japanese players are great in their own right, but nobody thought that a Japanese player would take this whole thing.
Which is so cool.
It's so cool.
Because the season TVT 2019 was just like this weird wave of storylines the entire time. And then the only good way to end it would be Japan winning. Because like, it's like, oh, you know, R/, and then, you know, going back to Knee, and then back to all of Pakistan we got to see play Knee, and everyone's on like Bilal and John and all these other guys, right? And they're crazy. But then like nobody saw Japan winning, and then they did. So it's like 2019 TVT was so solid.
Yeah. You know, and speaking of that, like we gotta go back to like couple weeks ago, like at DreamHack weekend. That had to be the littest weekend of Tekken I've ever seen.
Oh, DreamHack was really nice.
We had Poke Chop winning 404 Esports. Shouts out to Greg and those guys. And I was like, I left, and I'm like, yo, like Poke Chop won with like I think it was like John Ding in there.
Yeah, no, he beat John Ding, Take, Saint, and Gen.
Ooh,
yeah,
my goodness,
which is insane.
Yeah, that was ridiculous, man. I mean, he made a crazy run. He took them out, and then we had the Atlanta Battle Opera on Friday.
2 days after that.
Man, and then you had 2 days worth of Tekken.
That was my favorite tournament of the year, actually.
An ABO?
My favorite tournament I competed at, I would say.
You say ABO?
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
But this just the space was nice. It was well run.
Yeah, it was just good energy.
Interesting.
Man,
yes.
There was a lot on the line for a lot of people.
Every single
at that
match.
tournament.
It ticked all the boxes.
Every single match. And I think like you noticed a lot of players that don't get that much shine. I mean, they might not make like those big top 8s, but in like kind of like a local setting like that, you get to see those. So you saw Mimi. I mean, she did amazing. She had the Oscar player. I mean, King Ray Jr. You don't get to see him that much.
No.
There's a lot of strong players that you got to see that weekend. It was awesome, man. I mean, I really got my belly full of Tekken. Voice was instant body.
Just
like
broke.
my voice got freaking.
Yeah, because you were
unblockable.
commentating NK, right?
Yep, ABO.
Kari.
Yep, commentated MK
Cool.
the entire weekend, Saturday and Sunday. So it was dope, man. And then ABO and 404 that Wednesday and that Friday. So it was tough.
It was a crazy weekend. Very crazy.
Yeah, to say the least, man. But now, in continuing that, do you feel like a weekend like that is beneficial for the players or could be detrimental? Because I mean, it's a lot of games, a lot of matches. Do you feel like it could be more harmful than good when it comes to your quality of play? Because I know you do compete a lot.
The only way it could be harmful is if you don't take good care of yourself that weekend.
Yeah,
fair enough.
Like I did.
If you
It
don't
was
get
a
any
nightmare,
sleep,
man.
if you're focused on the grind and you're playing all these people from Korea until 4 in the morning and deciding that you have 8 a.m. pools, if that's a good idea.
Yeah, Toasty had a 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And we drove him.
Yeah, and he probably was super like
Oh,
just
we were
out
off.
of
It was
it.
awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And people, that is like the common. It's not even playing bad. The number one cause of drowning in pools is poor time management for sleep.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, and for a weekend like that where you have the last local of the TWT, the last tour stop of the TWT, Korean and
last
international
mojo.
players. Exactly. You can't just be like, all right, I'm going to stay up until 7 a.m. in the morning. I'm going to just keep playing Knee until I learn this
You're
Akuma
describing
matchup.
my weekend.
Yeah, pretty much.
I know.
I ran into this dude, and he was just like, "Yo, Sensei, like, I can't make it, bro." I was like, "Damn, are you good?" He was like, "I should have did what you did at ABO, cause like I left ABO at like 10, because I was like, I got MK in the morning, I gotta go to bed." And then Husband was like, "Yo, we were there till like 3 in the morning." I was like, "Damn."
I think it can only really help because you also get that experience with international players.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
I like I said, that was my favorite tournament of the year I competed in. I think it's going to be hard to match the last ABO.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if Shola decides to run another ABO anytime in the next few months, especially with the beginning of the season starting soon, with all these other good tournaments going on, he's going to have to time it really well, I think, to, like, bring in the same amount of talent, and he's set the bar really high early on.
Yes.
So, like, I love the tournament, but I don't see how he can top it.
Yeah, I don't think he can top it. He could probably get like
there's like a sweet spot right before final round happens of like this just big open window where nothing really is happening, no pro tours, no nada, so he could get as much traction and traffic as he wanted. It's just this very small potential window, and if it's one step outside, it's either going to be too close to final round or too far away from final round to even bother.
Yeah, because you got KIT, you got Combo Breaker, there's a lot of events early on.
Yeah.
You got CPT starting back up, MK11 finals, the whole 9 yards.
That's March is gonna be tough.
If you get a chance to talk about MK11's LCQ, I want to go off.
Oh yeah, we'll definitely touch on that. But
so I guess to answer your question, it depends on how responsible you are.
Yes.
Like, the fact that ABO was at the Red Bull office did not help, I think, because a lot of the people who were at ABO were competitors. Like, almost everybody in that building was a competitor.
Yeah.
And when you have that amount of talent in the room, everybody wants to play everybody.
Exactly.
And so you put that in a Red Bull sponsored office, and it's like, hey, everything is free, so, feel free to get whatever you want at the bar.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, all of our drinks have Red Bull in them.
Yeah.
And, like, have fun not sleeping before drinking.
Yeah, enjoy that.
So,
yeah, man.
I agree. I mean, if it wasn't for the whole energy drink thing, I think everyone would have limited themselves to like, okay, it's 11 a.m. Good night.
Yeah.
And, everyone would have woken up the next morning, gotten their casuals in. How many setups were there at this ABO?
At ABO?
Yeah.
Like,
4 on each.
About 20?
Yeah, 4, 8, 12, 6. Oh, yeah, about 20.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more.
Yeah,
maybe
20 total and then plus.
That's okay. I thought it was a little bit less, but that sounds like a decent amount.
It might have seemed like that because the room is so small.
Yeah, it looks so small.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think Shola has a fantastic job finding the correct venue for these things.
Yeah.
Just being at the Red Bull offices while this is all going on was like the best feeling.
Yeah. It was
all of it. The architecture really supported the whole esports movement thing. There had separate rooms for labbing Tekken stuff, and that was just
what that room was for?
Yes,
because
all the Korean players.
It was to me. It seemed like the VIP.
No, it was the VIP.
Yeah, it was
also
it was like all the Korean players were in there. I was like, yo, what is this room?
He's like, well, how come Mimi gets in there? I beat Mimi. Like, let me.
Hey, what's your scorecard looking like? You 0-2? Can't come in.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Dang.
That was a really good tournament, though.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Seriously.
Wait, did you guys see the tank? Because they had the Red Bull.
Yes.
They had the huge Red Bull.
Yes.
Yo, that thing was so god. Like I had to take a selfie in front of it. I definitely would agree with Pleasant Man. It was probably one of the best events, just in tournament wise, like I've ever been to.
So this is just totally out of the random, but I see Kokoma on the stream. Did you know Kokoma didn't win a single tournament, TWT tournament?
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, like always getting like
dojo events included
top placements and things like that. Yeah, just always making top placements. You get those points.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It seemed to me like he was always getting like fifth, fourth.
But you like over time, you just accumulate those points. Like it's over and over. I mean,
he's sponsored, right? Well, he was sponsored by Talon at ABO, but I don't know who he was sponsored that first half of the year. Definitely not Talon.
He may have just been unsponsored.
Probably.
I don't think anyone picked him up for the first half of the year.
CBM.
I think Talon picked him up after dropping Book.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
They made a change, which might have been one of the worst trade-offs.
I don't know what that was about. I'm not even gonna pretend like I have an inkling of an idea.
Like my whole thing was once you as an esports organization found out that the TWT would be at Thailand, where Book's going to have home advantage, just keep him. He's going to have the crowd going behind him. I mean, it's not going to be a problem. But they picked Kekkoma, and it was just like, okay, whatever. Just you want.
It might have been mutual. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
I have absolutely no idea.
Who knows when it comes to these like big esports teams? Man, it's kind of crazy.
Only can theorize.
But in continuing with the Tekken stuff, I know Leroy is out.
Yeah.
Now I want to kind of touch on like the fact of just DLC in general. I know a lot has been said about Leroy. He's broken. He's this. He's that, and the third. How do you feel as like just competitors in general about the frustrations people are feeling about new characters? Do you feel like it's just a lack of labbing? Because I mean, I don't think you can really tell if a character is top or not in like a couple of days, even a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So like, how do you feel about?
You don't need to be a Tekken player to think about that, though.
Yeah. No. Like.
It's literally been a week and a couple of days or something like that.
There's going to be weaknesses that you find to these characters.
Yeah.
But my big thing is, why do you expect these characters not to be good?
Yeah.
These DLC characters sell copies of games.
Yep.
They sell them after that initial 3 to 4 month period. Even Tekken, after a while, is like, all right, well, all these characters are out now. Why would I buy the game?
Yeah.
You buy it for Leroy now.
Exactly.
And a dog.
And speaking of
and
Leroy,
a song.
Speaking of Leroy, like literally, like I've never seen a community like just like in the Atlanta Tekken community by itself so amped up for a character in my entire life. And Spawn is coming to MK11 for God's sake.
Yeah.
I know when they said Leroy Smith, no one knew who the hell Leroy Smith was.
They showed him all.
And they were like, yo, Harada was like, okay, he needs to be godlike. Yeah. Didn't they push back his release date?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe they pushed back his release date at one
to
point.
the cookout, so it's okay.
Oh yeah, of course, every cookout.
Yes.
Every cookout. Harada can come to any cookout.
Any cookout.
You don't have to bring nothing. Just bring yourself and an empty belly. We will feed you ribs.
Exactly.
Potato salad, whatever you like.
That's how you make a DLC character.
Yes.
You get the community really excited about it.
Yeah.
You don't just show off that trailer. No, okay. When that trailer came out,
not
a single take on Twitter was, well, that parry 1+2 looks kind of trash. Yeah. Everyone was like, oh my god, he has a dog?
He has a dog, he has a cane
was hype
and
looking.
dreads.
That's what you need out of a DLC character.
I think all the DLC characters were pretty hyped.
Yeah, but he has a dog.
But I think the difference is, I want to touch on what you said earlier, though, because I think you said they're DLC characters, why would they not be good?
Yeah.
Because at the highest level, what was the first DLC? It wasn't really Eliza, because that was like...
No, that was pre-order bonus.
Yeah. So Noctis, right?
Noctis, yeah.
Noctis was.
Yeah, so Noctis is super cool, right? But when he came out, it was like, wow, this character's really good. A week later, everybody figured it out.
Yeah.
And unless you're like, an online warrior and getting hit by down back 1+2. But, like, Noctis not that good. He's just not.
No.
So Akuma also considered not that good until this year, which is crazy to me. And then I think Geese was the very first DLC character that was like good from the get-go.
Mm-hmm. But the thing is they don't need to be they don't need to be good for that like 10-year, like 3-year period. They just need to be good enough for a week, and everyone's like, oh my god, that character's good. I can just mop online. I'll buy him.
Yeah, but they also need to be enjoyable.
Oh, of course.
They need to be enjoyable because like. People at the end of the day, like I think a lot of people that aren't competitors, they eat like you gotta feed the casual market just as much as the competitive market.
No, I definitely agree.
Yeah.
Like I mean, I love The Walking Dead. So as soon as I saw Negan, I was not going to buy Tekken, and I was like, all I heard was the whistle.
You weren't gonna buy Tekken
at the time.
Negan came out?
No.
Insane.
Here's the problem. Like, look, I am an NRS guy.
Yes.
I didn't think I would ever be able to play Tekken. I'm gonna be honest. And I was like, yo, Negan's in the game. Let me give this game like a serious try because I'm used to like doing like the old school tactic of like, you know what I mean? Like you with your brothers and sisters, you rubbing the hell out of your controller and stuff just happens.
KBD.
But but I actually like wanted to take a concerted effort to actually learn the game with the character that I was like, yo, this is my main. And I think that's what DLC is really for. It's like, okay, so we got all these people to buy it. All right, now who else can we get to buy this game based on the character? You know what I mean? But
Tekken's had a good year, regardless.
Amazing year. Probably an amazing year. I mean, it's been a great year for fighting games in general. Good fighting games. Let me preface that. I'm not gonna name any names, but good fighting games like Tekken 7, like MK11, things like that.
Do you have like 5 examples?
Just mine.
Of good fighting games?
No, just bad.
Well, I'll never cap.
This isn't the
I'll never cap on it, but it's okay. But so now.
How many times you said that? How many times has that worked?
Oh my goodness! But so now moving on to the new year. The new year is upon us. What are some things like expectations for like yourself as a player? Expectations for the season? What are some things that you're looking forward to in 2020 as a Tekken player?
as a Tekken player.
Yeah, or just a member of the
Just in
FGC.
general, I will say I think every fighting game tour is either going to have to adopt the dojo system or die.
Yeah.
They did it for Blaze Blue Cross Tag, Grand Blue Versus. Those games realistically haven't even reached like their peak like entry level yet. Like the Blaze Blue tour.
Grand Blue's not even out yet.
Yeah, Grand Blue's not even out yet, but the Arc System World Tour hasn't started yet, and it's not starting until February. So, and they're already putting in the dojo system. Games like Capcom, like just any Capcom game needs it.
Well, they need to make better games.
They need to make better games, but if you had a dojo system to encourage the local people to just work together and build more, that's been the whole success of dojos.
Definitely.
As far as Tekken goes, I think what's going to happen is we're going to relive this week of Leroy with Fakurama.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to relive it, but it's going to be twice as long because he's going to be an even better character.
Maybe.
They're going to be
maybe better than that.
He's going to be
That he's
better.
gonna like
He's
hit, he's
already-
probably gonna hit harder.
He has
might
big,
hit
yeah,
harder.
he hits harder. He has bigger legs. He's just
know.
gonna go full screen.
Like watch his one of his like stand normal just like snatch you from
Dude,
side steps.
oh.
Like something
He's
crazy.
gonna
Like,
have,
it's gonna
like,
be like some crazy glitch. It's
Tiger
gonna be,
knee's gonna be plus on block.
like,
I am excited about the new stage more than I am the new character.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
got a balcony break
Yep.
and a floor.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Yeah, that sounds like it's gonna be
Excited.
good for
So what am I
players.
excited for? Season 4? No. Oh, I guess the rest of season 3. I don't know. I'd really like to see like the game balance be changed a little bit. I think everybody does way too much damage as it is. I think everybody is talking about characters like Geese still.
Yes.
People are still talking about Akuma. People are still talking about, obviously, Leroy, but we just had the discussion. Almost every character in the cast that's in like the top 20 do just way too much damage.
Yeah.
And the characters that don't do too much damage that are in the top 20 have stupid stuff like Zafina. Her boxes are just, invisible.
low profile
Yeah,
and
yeah,
everything,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I would love to see a damage nerf just a little bit.
Just
Please.
an inch.
Like, I shouldn't be afraid. So my game plan when I'm playing Tekken, it's not about making the most damaging choice every single time. It's about making the correct small choice, and it adds up over time. And I think that you'll talk to any good Tekken player, and they'll kind of agree with that mentality. But in Tekken 7, it's like, I've made so many good choices throughout this round, and he's at 30%, right? I'm at 90 or 80. I'm still like terrified, right? That shouldn't be a thing, but it is, because in Tekken 7, if you're playing, Paul, Geese, Leroy, Akuma, any of these characters in the top 10 or 15, whatever, and they're wearing the red dress, and you're at 8%, they could touch you and you could die. They could touch you and do one mix-up and you could die.
Yeah.
And I'm not a huge fan of that. I think, like I said, most Tekken players, I think, would agree with that as well.
And I think that like overall, like a lot of new fighting games are tending towards like a lot of comeback mechanics, which can be a little frustrating for the competitors because like it just gives you a heart attack. I mean, it's great for on the other side. It's great and it's great for the casters too. It's like, whoa, something hype just happened. Like I think, although I like it is like not necessarily the best in Tekken, I think it was better implemented than most other games. I think Tekken 7 and MK11, as far as like the quote-unquote comeback mechanics, are the best implemented because you still have to outplay the person in some way. You still have to be better at spacing in some way. Whereas like a game like 5, you just block, guess wrong, and die. Like there's no real neutral being played at that point. You know what I mean? But I definitely can agree with you because I know I've had my moments online where I'm going to take the set and I just get Thanos finger snapped. It's tough.
Not even online. Like I was at Gwinnett Brawl 2 weeks ago, and I was playing horror, just casual sets. We were playing the first to 10s or something, and he played Paul for a lot of those first to 10s, and it was like I would make the right decision, make the right decision, make the right decision. But even, if I was at 40% life, 50% life, I knew if I, guessed wrong once, or if he won neutral a couple more times than I did, I lost anyway. And it's super frustrating to play against. So I want to see that balance change. Please give us back Season 2 life bars.
Yes.
I do not want to see
annoying.
old Sprite can on my health bar.
But the worst part is it's green to yellow. It should be, or it's yellow to green.
It should not exist.
It shouldn't exist. It's just
the blue is so clean.
Yes.
I don't know. That's all I'm saying.
All right, fair
Tekken 5.
Adjust Akuma.
Adjust
the leader
always.
characters.
Hasn't it been weird?
Please
They've been
adjust
asking
Akuma,
that for
bro.
about like 2 years now.
I mean, they did it.
They did it, but
But
it's not.
And they did
It's a
it,
Band-Aid
gave him
on
a
a
new
bullet.
move,
Yeah.
and then it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Because people started using Deadly Rave combined with his new move.
Yeah.
Same effect.
It's just a band-aid on a bullet hole, really.
Yeah, maybe.
It's not like. It's hard to. I think this is like the weird experiment Harada tried. This game is to put the 2D characters in a 3D environment and see what would happen with balance.
So I've been tuning into his Twitter really recently, and he said a lot of interesting things.
Yeah.
Especially, this is Tekken Cross Street Fighter. Was one thing he said.
That's a good. Yeah.
So from that perspective, I totally see like, okay, they did Street Fighter Cross Tekken. They wanted to do Tekken Cross Street Fighter still, and they did say they were in production with Capcom doing that. But I think this is the result of that. They're not committing to a full game.
It's like it's like the
they're like, okay,
works of it.
no full game,
Yeah.
but this is what it would be. So
Maybe they'll add a Soul Calibur character next. Who knows?
to be.
Well, apparently Negan. No, please.
Oh.
No. Apparently, people keep saying Negan plays Soul Calibur, but hey,
Negan does play Soul
Negan
Calibur.
has some good old fashioned fun.
He has a weapon.
I know
He has
that's
a
what
weapon,
you
but
mean.
you
So does
sidestep
Yoshimitsu.
it. You sidestep.
So does
You have
Yoshimitsu.
vertical buttons and you have horizontal buttons.
Yeah.
Just
Look, Yoshimitsu has that plus gimmicks.
Yeah,
right?
but
So, come on.
Yoshimitsu's he's just a Namco character
I
at this
know,
point.
that's
He's
true.
not even like a specific game character.
That's true. That is very true.
I'm excited to see just how Ganryu and Leroy kind of fit into the mold. Because I mean, Marduk came out. If you think about it, Marduk was announced last year around the same time. We didn't see Marduk until halfway through the year.
No, but you're forgetting. We got Marduk and Armor King, and we saw one more than the other.
Yeah, no, we definitely saw one
and
more than the other.
people on the other group were like, no, this character's really sick, and he's kind of secretly, like, super good. And then we all just looked back at Armor King and kept ogling at him until he got nerfed.
I really like AK, and I think everybody aesthetically will agree with that.
Oh, of course.
I think his problem is he doesn't have enough plus frames.
Yeah.
Almost no plus frame moves, and the ones he does have are very slow. I think he does okay damage, but not in that like top 10. It doesn't matter how many times you win neutral range.
Yeah.
And he's got a lot of other faults too. But I don't. Did you watch that JDCR video actually? Where he talked about like Mishima's being high execution mid tiers.
Yeah.
I don't know if I quite agree with that statement, but I do see like where he's coming from.
Yeah. I agree with the high execution part. I don't agree with the mid tier part.
Yeah.
Well, if you think about the way he said it, like everyone in Tekken is at least mid tier.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't think Jin is mid tier, but I would say because of the execution barrier, he's less effective at doing what other top tiers would do.
Yeah.
Like for me to get a back like a face down, feet away setup, I have to do like a way dash instant while standing 1-2, right? And to get that situation with Steve, it's just like
Easy.
I can literally just do that at the wall. Same with AK, and he's not even a great character.
Yeah.
So there's like things that you have to do execution wise with these Mishimas that are just par for the course for like Akuma or like Geese. So it's like, yeah, why am I doing this really high execution nonsense when I could just pick Leroy and do up forward 3+4, or whatever.
Yeah. No, I feel you on that. I definitely
Absolutely
feel you on
ridiculous.
that. But I think one of the things like that Tekken 7, like, or just Tekken in general has kind of mastered is condensed, like making it a game in which like the tier list really, in all honesty, does not matter. Like the better player is gonna win like 99% of the time. Like you're not just gonna get beat by some random scrub. Also, the fact that in Tekken 7 they're adding more styles, like, but they're adding more styles of thought. Yeah. So you're taking a character like Geese and putting it in a 3D game, but you still kind of have that 2D mindset. You're adding a character like Leroy, and I played like a lot of DOA also, and he puts me in that mindset of playing like a DOA character. So when I'm throwing my buttons out, I'm fishing for that parry because that's what I would be doing in DOA with the hold system.
Yeah.
So it gives you such a variety to where you're not necessarily pigeonholed into only playing a Mishima because Mishimas are very strong or having to learn Steve or whatever. You're literally getting a game where you can pick whatever you want, and it's gonna have a style that fits pretty much every single game, every single player, and every single mindset of person that's gonna pick the game up.
Yeah.
Because like Negan's an NRS character.
It adds more schools of thought.
Yeah, like Negan is like Red Hood. He's an NRS character. He's setups, he's traps, like he's strings, staggers, like, and that's what I like. So that's why I gravitated to him. I know Sonic's playing him. I think Foxy might have picked him up as well. So it's taking, like, it's growing, and it's taking like every single community and throwing it into that pool of Tekken. Because I know everybody's trying to play Tekken now. Everybody's trying to play it.
It definitely has had the most growth over the last 5 years compared to any game. Even if we're talking about Street Fighter V release. Like, Street Fighter V release was huge for the first, like, 6 months.
It was huge trash.
For the first 6 months, everybody was on board. And it was just, like, Tekken exponentially has grown more than that.
Dude, it's constantly grown, too.
I think they focused on quality, though. Like, they didn't just release an unfinished game. I mean, they had it in real technically testing phase for 3 years in Korea and Japan, in the arcades, like in the trenches, getting bugs fixed. Like, Street Fighter V came out, it had 10 characters, lag, no story mode, like, you know what I mean? Like,
my thing is it doesn't even matter that the roster size was that small. It's just what the characters they picked.
Yeah.
It was such a poor choice. Like, we look at Tekken's roster to start with. If they didn't have said character, they had a character to try and pretend to be that character.
Yeah.
If you were missing Bruce, here's Josie. She plays a little bit like Bruce, at least a little bit, so you have somewhere to start with.
Fair enough.
When you open up Street Fighter V, day one, you had 5 out of the original World Warriors. You only had one true grappler, one true charge character, Karen, if you liked Karen, Cammy, M. Bison, Fang, Trash. And
Laura, that was it?
Laura was your command grab character.
Yeah.
That was your rush down stagger character. And people wanted Abel back. People wanted other characters back. Where's Rose?
Yeah.
You know, and people open it up on day one.
Yo, Pleasant Man not being so pleasant.
I agree. But then Capcom was like, oh no, we don't have these characters. Let's replace them with someone else. We don't have Rose. Let's put him in on. Okay, we don't have Guy. Let's put in Zeku. You know? Yeah. And they just kept trying to substitute when we just
want the characters that we grew up on.
Yeah. They can't make new characters unless they're cool.
Their functions. Remember what Combo King said?
We can't functions. Capcom can't do functions. Yeah, that's their problem. Any other game can do functions. They can't. They have not mastered that system.
No, they still can't do functions. I mean, if you think about like all the games that are out right now, like if you look at Tekken 7, a majority of the cast are cast that you've seen since like beginning of Tekken time, since like Tekken 3, Tekken 4, Tekken 5. And they're just adding on to that. You know, the MK, same thing. They're just adding on to that. They're adding like lower characters, and they're adding like more fun stuff to like, give back to the fans, because those are the people that are buying your game.
Yeah.
Who the hell is Zeku? I don't know. I don't want to read about no damn Zeku. I know who Joker is. I know who Spawn is. Like, we knew who Leatherface was. Like, stuff like that. Like, people eat that stuff up, and I love how Harada has really kind of done that. I mean, granted, no one knew who Leroy was, but he's appealing to the eye. Like, he looks interesting.
He's cool.
Yeah, but
he's cool.
But they let off with, oh, we got Negan. So Walking Dead fans, even if you don't like Tekken, you like The Walking Dead. Oh, I'm gonna buy some. I'm playing Tekken now.
Okay, what's your favorite game?
Yeah, like, you like Street Fighter? You want to play a good Street Fighter?
Cool.
Play Tekken 7. How you got good Street Fighter in Tekken 7? How to make
like your anime girl fighting game clones? Here's Alicia.
There you go. Like
just play her.
Every style has been met, and I think they're benefiting off of exploring. Like, even though I know like a lot of people don't like Geese, a lot of people don't like Akuma, I'm in that camp. I can't stand it. Like, I don't know when I'm supposed to press. I don't know when it's my turn. I'm tired of getting freaking demon flip thrown and all that stuff. But it gives everyone a chance to explore, and if they don't like their style of game, they can still play their style in this game. Man.
Tag says, shake my head, attacking SF while FGC Jesus isn't there to
You cut. Okay, look. All right. First of all,
I'm a Street Fighter player.
Yeah, so it's okay.
He hasn't said a word.
Second,
he hasn't said a word.
It's fine.
He hasn't said a word.
No, okay.
I was just gonna let him talk.
Yeah, no, we can banter.
It's discourse.
Yeah,
all right.
Discourse.
We can have our banter, because FGC Jesus was trying to debate with me about why Street Fighter V wasn't bad.
FGC Jesus, that was his first Street Fighter. Did you know that?
What, Street Fighter V?
Yeah.
Oh, so he doesn't know.
So he's biased.
Oh, okay, so you don't know. Okay. Yeah.
I have had that conversation with him before.
Okay.
We played Street Fighter 4 at Adam's house like a couple years ago, and we had like a Street Fighter 4 revival night. Everyone came out.
Mm-hmm.
He played it for the first time. He's like, "This game feels like glue," and I was like, "That's the first thing you're gonna say to me about this game?"
No.
That's the first response.
Street Fighter 4 was amazing, and I was Pringles at Street Fighter 4. Like, I literally could not win an online set to save my life. Like, I was terrible, and I would rather play that than 5.
Street Fighter 4 is my favorite fighting game because it was one of my first. I wouldn't say it's my favorite fighting game now, and I definitely wouldn't say it's the best.
Oh no,
like
but it was the ground.
that game was so frustrating.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Especially playing if you weren't playing like a handful of characters, the game was just almost unplayable. Like in that top 100, right? If you're playing anyone who's worth anything, and you're playing like a upper mid tier character, you're fighting an uphill battle the entire time. Especially when Ultra came out. But this is the Tekken cast. This is Tekken.
Yeah, this is
Tekken.
Tekken. So
We're not talking about
some damn good Tekken. Shouts out to Tasty Steve.
I want to see some Tekken.
Yep. So.
Shouts out to Tasty Steve.
Shout out to Tasty. Well, you can't
Damn
talk
good
about
Tekken.
Tekken and not shout out Tasty.
Yeah,
You can.
Rest in peace to Rip's arm. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
I'm sorry about
we will
Rip's
get
arm.
we will band together and start a GoFundMe for
He's got like a robot.
a prosthetic because like I know because Steve been hitting the gym, so he like ripped his arm limb from limb.
And he'll be able to do his banana slide mix-ups even faster now.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oof, I didn't know where he was going with that, but I'm sorry. I didn't know where he was going with that
Listen,
one.
this is TEKKMAS. I would never.
I
would never on this
Look,
holy day.
You a college
when,
kid now.
Listen, the
things
day when
change.
Jin was born unto this world, you think I would talk about that? No.
All right, good. Now,
Tekken.
so to bring it back to TEKKMAS.
Yeah, have you seen that clip? Find that clip. It's like the Game Awards and Vin Diesel and that girl were promoting
That's
her
right.
game.
And he was like, I used to play.
No, she
Tekken.
was like, "Oh, I love those fighter games, Tekken."
Oh my,
Tekken
are you
is my
serious?
favorite.
Dude, Tekken.
I didn't even watch it. I didn't watch the Game
Dude,
Awards.
what?
So funny.
I did not watch the
Just
Game
type in
Awards.
like esports awards Tekken or something like
Yeah,
that.
there was like a
I
clip
did not
at
watch
the
the
Game
Game
Awards.
Yeah, she's
where
talking about Tekken.
Vin Diesel and who else?
His co-star, I don't forget her name.
Oh God, someone else from Fast and Furious. Were like, oh my God, I love
Dude,
fighting
I grew up
games.
playing Tekken.
Dude,
Yeah,
Street
I've
Fighter?
never-
Like,
oh,
my favorite.
yeah.
It's like when Scarlett Johansson said Street Fighter was her favorite video game, and everyone online freaked out.
Oh,
I like it when celebrities are into
yeah.
Dude,
Some of them are actually into them.
I think at a base level, there's a lot of people who don't realize they are into fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
Like growing up, you like played NES, like you played, Street Fighter with your brother or whatever.
Or
Like
Arcade
everyone's
Cabinet,
played a fighting
I-
game. They may not understand the game they're
but
playing.
they played. Yeah.
I want to see T-Pain get to Tekken so
That-
bad.
yeah.
I don't.
So bad. But he does a good Leroy.
But we already have a Leroy.
No, but he's
We
like
have Super
physically a
M.
good real Leroy.
No, he's not physically good.
He did the cosplay well.
And the cosplay was good.
Yeah, the cosplay was cool, but
Yeah.
yeah, we already got Super M, so it's okay. Like, shouts out to my boy out like Combo Breakers podcast, one of the best ones. They will be back in 2020.
Yeah, did you see what he was tweeting about the new venue?
Yep.
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Last year was super cool. It's always been at the Mega Center, and it's like an hour drive outside the airport, which it's okay, but he's moving it closer to the city, like closer to the airport.
Okay.
So we're no longer going to have to land, text the DM or like the group chat, like who's splitting this ride with me because I don't want to pay $60 to get the hotel or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm excited for Combo Breaker.
Yeah.
Things going into 2020. Excited for Combo Breaker.
Yeah.
Excited for KIT.
Yeah.
KIT is gonna be insane.
Yeah, Cassie is gonna be ridiculous.
Yes.
Shouts out to Vandy and all those guys. I'm gonna be on the mic for both Tekken and MK. Tekken teams on Friday, and then MK with the homie Ragnarok, top 32 into the top 8.
Is registration closed for that yet?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I gotta still sign up.
Yeah, I did not sign up yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm dumb free in both games, so I'm
Great.
Caster
Happy to
Life,
bless me with TEKKMAS.
and I'm gonna have some popcorn while I enjoy the wonderful top 8s on Sunday. But I don't know, man. Like this, I feel like 2020 is gonna be an amazing year.
It is.
So many.
It's gonna be
great
hard to
tournaments.
top. Like the year that we just had, and all my years playing and like watching fighting games, it was probably one of the best storylines we've had. Some of the best gameplay we've had, some of the best top level gameplay we've ever had. People like Chikrin and Nee just showing like the differences between best of 3 and first of 10, first of 5. It's like incredible what we've seen this year. So yeah, 2020 is gonna be sick.
Oh, it definitely is. Yes, can't wait for it. I think one of the hypest things is just like everyone is starting to merge games because I know you're like kind of like an OG, so you can remember the times when Street Fighter was like oh, if you don't play Street Fighter, then you're on drugs.
Yeah.
Like, you don't play real fighting games if you don't play Street Fighter.
It's crazy for me to like hear you say that because in my eyes, I haven't really even been in the scene for that long. But if you started playing in 2009 or like 2010, 2011, you've been in the scene for like 8 years, almost 9.
Time flies.
So like, I don't like, I don't know, hearing you're an OG or whatever, because there are people like Rashid, who's been in the scene for like longer than I have even known about fighting games, and like I definitely look up to that guy a little bit. Don't tell him that, but
you cut that right.
Yeah, he and other people have like seen all these iterations of games go through, and it's so obvious to me the people who haven't outlived a life cycle of a major game because they say really ignorant statements about the game that they play or the game that they hate. It's very funny.
Yeah, no, it's crazy because I think like funny enough, like I randomly stumbled upon the FGC. Like you know how like Facebook does like those like random apps.
Like
you know how they did like advertise like random apps. And when I was like Twitch, I was like, what the hell is this? Downloaded it, and literally that day was top 8 Street Fighter 4 the year Infiltration won in the 2011. And I was like, yo, this is mad cool. So I started like looking at other fighting games. But back then, like not too long ago, 5-6 years ago, like in Street Fighter 4 days, if you weren't playing Street Fighter, you were getting so much crap. Like,
Dude,
you weren't a good fighting game player. And then the second Street Fighter 5 came out, and it was just terrible. Let's be honest. Like as far as like the release, just a lack of content as gamers. People were like, okay, so now I'm forced to try something else because even though this is a Street Fighter title,
that's literally what happened.
Not what I want.
That's actually what happened to me. Because Street Fighter 5 came out, played the beta, played the release, and like I immediately started playing Guilty Gear. So that's just, I almost have Street Fighter 5 to thank for like me playing Tekken. Because I remember I would play in Savannah. Rashid lived in Savannah for a while, and he's stupid good at Tekken. He's always played Tekken for like as long as I can remember. And he would play Tekken like sometimes with randoms or sometimes like by himself. He'd always be trying to get me into Tekken. The only reason I even started was because Street Fighter sucked.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, even like me myself, when I was like a new fighting game player and I didn't know any better, like I never was gonna try like an NRS game because people are like, oh man, you want to play an NRS game? Oh, that means you suck at fighting games, blah blah blah. And
MK9 was good.
Yeah, MK9 was good.
MKX?
No, I ain't playing MKX. No.
That's where it got a little rocky for me.
Nah, I played Injustice 2. I played MK11. Like
Starfire 2.
Don't
stop.
Yo, you get me. Don't give me
okay.
peace. Yo, okay. So look. Yo, like out and like shout out to my boy Crumb. But I own this man's soul in Injustice 2. And then he finally picked Starfire, and that's the one time he beat me in like 10 tournaments.
Oh god!
And he barely beat me. That was like to this day, I'm still upset. I'm still upset to this day about that.
There was that dark period when Street Fighter 5 was out, where all people were still like hanging on to Ultra. And Street Fighter 5 was coming into the fold, and we were at events like CEO, Combo Breaker, and stuff like that. So we still had like Street Fighter 4 main tournaments. They weren't side tournaments yet. And we had alongside it Street Fighter 5. And then we also had games like MKX. So when people look at like the big games, like what is everybody playing right now? What just came out, right? You had Street Fighter 5 and MKX. So it wasn't a good look for an extended period of time.
Yo, shout out to Crumb in the chat because he's here.
Someone
Crumb, you know it's true.
Someone told him.
You know it's true, okay?
No, but listen, here's the problem. Right?
There was still Guilty Gear, by the way.
There was still Guilty Gear.
Xrd was super good. Yeah. Rev was super good.
Rev 2 was good. But, okay. They should not have dropped the ball this hard.
Who?
Capcom.
Oh.
They should not have. Listen, it shouldn't have been on Harada's plate to save the FGC. It really shouldn't have. No, listen, until Tekken 7 came out, even when it was at the arcade, Korean and Japanese players, Asian players were just talking about how amazing this game is and how it's going to be great at tournaments. And wow, Akuma's pretty sick to play. You know what happened on Street Fighter 5 opening day? Here's the video of that baby beating arcade mode by himself. The story mode is a slideshow. We don't have characters. Do you want to play Guile? Too bad. Here's Nash.
DLC. Why are you charging me DLC money for legacy characters?
Capcom should have saved the FGC again.
Like Tekken did that for a couple characters, but they are giving like majority of the new characters are brand new.
They are
like, and it's worth the money. Like I'm willing to break off that extra money. It's like, okay, look, I paid $60 for Tekken when it came out. I paid for Negan. I paid for Leroy. I paid for all these characters. I paid $10 for Street Fighter 5, and I feel like I paid too much.
Yes.
That should never be the feeling. Like Injustice 2, I paid at launch when it came out. I paid for every single fight pack. That's hundreds of dollars I spent. I don't feel like I lost any money. That's the thing. Like you have to make it's quality we're looking for. Like I think they made it too focused on the competitors.
Yes.
Like it's the casuals are not more important, but just as important as the competitors.
That's the Lupe Fiasco professional Street Fighter.
Oh my God! Get me started about Lupe
remember
Fiasco.
what he said? Remember what he said about? He said
No,
the
he
people
said-
people that play Tekken and Mortal Kombat are they're just
People's
bad
too
at Street
stupid
Fighter.
to
They're
play
just
Street
too
Fighter.
stupid to play Street Fighter. Yeah, okay.
Bro,
All
that's
I-
the wrong publicity.
I
for
literally
your
at
game.
him after the event. I said, like, you know, Daigo let you win, right? And he did not accept. He would
Of
not
course he's not
accept
gonna
the
accept
fact.
he didn't accept it, huh?
You
Yo.
go back and you watch the game. It's so obvious.
I
Yeah.
can't believe he.
It was a
won
good
Capcom.
PR.
Yeah,
It was so good for
It was great
Capcom's
PR in theory.
I don't know.
It was not good for Capcom's PR.
in
It
theory.
was not. It was the exact opposite because all of us went, "Oh God, Lupe Fiasco can beat Daigo."
No.
That's
All
how terrible
All
the
of you
game is.
went like that, and
Yeah.
I said Daigo let him win.
No. We all knew Daigo let him win, but the fact that he could even hold his own against him potentially means how bad that
Okay.
engine is.
No, see, going into this event, you have to understand. Combo Fiend was
Yes.
hyping up Street Fighter V and working with Street Fighter V and Capcom for this game.
Yes.
When they had Lupe Fiasco come through, the beta was not a thing.
No.
It was closed to everybody except whoever was at at the time, whoever had it.
Yeah.
Lupe Fiasco and Combo Fiend were in a room for multiple hours prior to the event, and Combo Fiend was teaching him how to play. Daigo got to the event, sat in the chair, and played the game. He had never played Street Fighter V before.
Yeah.
So it's like, of course he's going to struggle. Yeah, like day one, day zero, or whatever. So I don't know. Can we not talk about this?
But, yeah,
Like,
Lupe
I,
Fiasco's
I'm actually
back-
this PTSD.
Yeah,
I can't
I know. I
believe
feel
teammates
you.
about
You
to become
brought up
the best Tekken
Starfire,
player.
so
Yeah.
that's your fault. Like literally, like
I brought Starfire because it's the only thing I know about Injustice.
yeah,
2.
like look, man.
That's
like,
the only thing you need.
Starfire, like Starfire
Like,
bodied
honestly.
season 2. Like literally, I'm like the thing was, it was like it wasn't even her zoning that was the issue. The zoning was fine. Like I played Cyborg, he could outzone her with Grady.
Yeah.
The issue was when she got up close, her normals were too strong. Like she had a plus frame jump in, she had a plus 3 jump in. So she jumps in, you can't do nothing. You just gotta hold that, and they can just keep spamming jump 3 over and over again because it can like it had an ambiguous cross up to it. Her forward 2-2 was a 50-50. It was either overhead or a throw. Like it was a lot. But enough of that because I'm gonna be on that all day. What was your like of the year period? What was your like favorite moment of this year? Just like any game. It could be Tekken, but just any moment. What was your favorite moment of all time?
Arslan Ash. Like for this year.
Hmm?
For this year.
Yeah, this year period. Yeah, this year period.
Arslan Ash winning Evo Japan. That just started a big chain of events that led to this year being good.
And he won Evo. He won
Evo too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both
both
Evos.
Evo too. Yeah. No, but that Evo Japan win was like
No, so he
the
did
first thing.
he
I
did
actually wrote down
Deuce
some
on Evo.
stuff.
I've got
Yo,
a
my
list.
man wrote some stuff down
I wrote down like a bunch of things that I liked about.
this season.
Yeah. See if I can find it.
But I don't know. For me, I would probably on the NRS side, I would say Ninja Killer coming out of the shadows and putting in work. Like
Yeah,
people were
finally.
begging and pleading for him to come,
Yeah.
and now they're singing a different tune. Like he's qualified, and a lot of the guys that were saying he needs to come and play and he's not going to do anything aren't qualified. On the Tekken side,
What a wonderful period.
honestly, I'll probably have to say on the Tekken side, be DreamHack Weekend, just because like.
Yeah.
That was very solid.
Yeah, like, because like the 404 leading up to ABO and then going into like that weekend. Well, I guess it's kind of MKN Tekken, but like I just felt like me myself as a caster, I was on point the entire weekend. So that was like probably my favorite for the week, for that like that weekend.
I had a lot of highlights. Being at Combo Breaker as a spectator and a player, but not entering, was great. They do a really good job of making it seem like a player-focused event. They had like tons and tons of casual setups. I played all weekend. I got the spectate pools. Everything ran on time. Everything was super smooth. They had lots of interesting events, like the auction tournament. That was just a great event overall. ABO, I think, was my favorite tournament of the year, obviously, but I said that before. I think my favorite, like, something I wasn't involved with moment, last week, or a few days ago, so CBM's mom died. Cherry Mango's mom died, which sucks. And I have been, like, following him, and, you know, I've been forever. And, it just hurt seeing that, him tweet that. And then the next week, this week, there's a Korean group, like a group stage style tournament going on right now. Rongchu's in it, Knee's in it, he's in it, all the big boys are in it, Kokoma, everybody. And he won, like, yesterday. He won, so it's like a multiple day format. Yeah. He won day 1, and he won day 2. So it was really cool seeing that happen on the tail end of what happened to him.
That's good for him.
Yeah, definitely. Condolences to your mother, man, and much positive blessings going into 2020. I know she would be very proud of you. You are an amazing human being, amazing player. I do like follow him from time to time. He's always posting some good, positive things and doing good stuff, man. I mean, honestly, like I want to touch on like what you said, just in general, the Tekken community, as far as just like an FGC. Like separate, like segmented community is probably one of the best I've been a part of. Like, I came in like not knowing much about Tekken, and they gave me a shot to hop on the mic, and people have just been showing me mad love. Poke Chop, the Tekken House guys, everyone has been showing me mad love. So I really do appreciate the Tekken community because it really is a community. It feels like a family. It feels authentic. You know what I mean? Like
I completely agree with you, and I don't speak for the Tekken community, but I think as long as you are willing to put in the work and understand and kind of put your pride at the door and learn, nobody's going to have a qualm with you at all. Like, I don't mind watching people learn how to commentate Tekken or like learn more about Tekken, because I'm still doing that. Everybody's constantly learning, and I think that's like a part of the core reason I even play fighting games, because for the most part, at events, and I'm not going to speak for online or anything like that of these other communities, at events and the connections you make with the people around you, it's just like, it's not like any other community I've been a part of. And so I completely agree with you. And seeing people like, oh my gosh, TK Breezy. Yeah. He commentated at Combo Breaker for the first time at like a huge major at Tekken, and I was obviously watching it. It was horrible. But he doesn't play Tekken, right? And he's learning, and I totally understand that. Yeah. And on top of that, there are different styles of commentary. You don't have to be the knowledgeable one. When you sit down, when I sit down next to you, I'm not the hype one, right? And that's like night and day. Yeah. So, you know, every game you play doesn't have to be you're the JDCR type. Yeah. And I totally see that. Oh, yeah. So it's, you know, fine. If I think everybody with a brain will say the same thing that I'm saying, like, as long as you put your pride at the door, welcome and have fun, right? Yeah. I don't know. That seems really serious. On a lighter note, I can't watch CBM stream anymore because all he does is fuck with people online. He never plays seriously. Oh, man. I mean, that's the fun of it, though. Like, yeah. Because like, that's why I like Chop Stream.
Level, you can do that.
No, that's why I like Chop Stream, though. Because like, he's just having a good time. And I think, like, when you peel it back, like, yeah, like, I do agree with you. Like, I like to see, like, some high-level play. But I think the most fun is to see like your favorite player just having themselves a good ass time. Like, yeah, I mean, like you're hearing this man like, oh, gimme. You just hear this man going crazy in the stream, like doing like unblockables, doing the fakest of fake stuff. But the person he playing don't know. Yeah, like he's like, oh, that never works. He's -6, like whatever it is. It's
the way Chop played against somebody last week made me physically upset. God, who was it? It was in like.
Wait, was it at
Winter Semis at 404? It wasn't Kith.
No.
Who was it?
No, he never does that against
Kith. It was like the guy before Kith. It wasn't Nox. Wasn't 0-2. Wasn't Anthony. Oh my gosh.
Was it Taxi?
Taxi?
No. I'm tripping. I'm trying to remember who all comes.
Yeah, it was a light week, but regardless, it was like watching him at home. Yeah. Play and not him at a tournament.
I mean, he was like random selecting basically.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much.
He did not pick. I don't think he picked Negan or Josie to like grand finals, and he ended up. Shouts out to Nox with that Elisa. So I mean,
Nox is actually a monster.
Yeah, and he's like, and that's the one thing about Tekken, like it, because like again, I am an actual sensei. It mirrors martial arts. Where it's like you keep seeing like those small incremental changes. Like, I mean, I've seen it in you, like I see it in Chop, I see it in Knock. Like every week something gets better, whether that's like your spacing improves a little bit or you're optimizing your damage more or whatever it is. Like you're always seeing those improvements.
It's so easy also, and this is kind of off topic, but comparing yourself to people you play once a week and never again is like the worst possible thing to fall into. And I fell into that trap at the beginning of when I started playing Tekken. I remember playing at 404 and thinking I was really good.
Yeah.
And, that was 8 months ago or whatever. And like now looking back, understanding just how much I didn't know and understanding that just because you beat somebody one time in a tournament set doesn't make you the better player. And watching Nox like just grind and start doing like top 3 finishes, top 4 finishes almost every single week. It's like you have to respect it.
Yeah.
And the whole putting your pride at the door thing just comes into the fold again and again because that man plays all the time.
Yeah.
Like when I'm sitting on my ass playing TFT at home, he is literally playing Tekken like almost at all times. So losing to him no longer feels bad to me because I am, I'm not putting in the same amount of work that he is.
Yeah.
And honestly, my personal opinion, no one's putting the same amount of work that Nox is. He literally plays all the time.
Yeah.
Like he works, he plays, he works, he plays.
Yeah. And then you can definitely like tell because I know that you were at that last GB.
Yes.
And seeing him from that last GB just like a couple weeks later at 404, it was like night and day difference from how he played.
It's scary too because he's not like he doesn't have like a huge personality and he's very unsuspecting, very nice. Him, Nito, and 0-2, Richie. Those 3, I think, have the most potential. Like, and I'm saying this, I think, as a worse player than all 3 of them. I've taken games off of all of them, obviously, and like we go back and forth in casuals, whatever. I played a set with Nox recently where he annihilated me, and it was just like a wake-up call. Same with Richie. Like Richie's super, super good, and I think once he graduates school, it's only going to get better for him. So, gosh, like just the talent that we have in the city, combined with the community that Tekken is, it's such a good time to be here.
Oh yeah,
destined for that.
I like recently interviewing for jobs outside the state and turning some of them down because I keep like thinking about, okay, well if I move there, like what's their fighting game scene like?
Yeah.
What would I have as a Tekken?
Like a Tekken
venture?
ground. I mean,
because it's such a big part of my life at this point.
Yeah.
It would suck to start over somewhere else, and it would suck to move to Kansas, where I know a few Kansas fighting game players. They drive 2 hours both ways to play a weekly, and they have 1 weekly.
Ooh.
We have what, like 4 weeklies?
Yeah, 4 weeklies. Then you have Tekken House, and they do their monthlies.
Yeah,
you have ADO.
we have a circuit. We have everything except the team tournament.
Yeah.
But
that would be fun.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
Well, that would be definitely fun. Like, or like a I don't know. This is like off topic, but what would you guys think about like a state by state like team tournament? So you get your best 3. Get your best 3 from Georgia, your best 3 from Florida. All like every state can like put in an application and just have like one big tournament.
Isn't that what like KIT's
the old
doing now?
Yes, but like have like a lead up. So like one day, like 1 week will be the Georgia stream, next week will be the Texas stream.
Yeah, I mean
it's build those. You know what I mean? Like something
it's a
like
cool
that.
idea, I think.
Because like how Red Bull does it with like Proving Grounds, but instead not Proving Grounds, Conquest. You know what I mean? Something like that, but just for Tekken. Because I feel like Tekken warrants that.
Tekken warrants it.
It definitely does. Like there's so much strength in the scene. I mean.
But the size of the United States FGC on its own warrants it. It doesn't even matter if it was Tekken. It could be Street Fighter. It could be Sailor Moon, Senshi. It really doesn't matter.
No.
The United States is such a big
not that
place with such diverse playstyles from every state. It would be interesting to watch. You know, state by state. And who knows? Maybe we'll see the next Pakistan could be Oklahoma. Maybe Oklahoma has the world's best Tekken players. Maybe
Midwest?
Yeah.
Oh, Midwest boys.
No, but it would stop becoming the Midwest if that was the thing. Instead of us saying, oh, that guy's really good, he's from the Midwest FGC, we'd be like, oh, that guy's really good, he's from Illinois.
Yeah, or he's just a good Tekken player.
Yeah, he's a good Tekken player, period.
Yeah.
We'd stop, being like that. I think it's interesting that it's just the Georgia FGC now. It's just Atlanta.
Yeah, it is. It is because like,
there's
but it's
not
like
many players outside of it.
Dude, imagine living in Savannah, hearing that from people that lived in Atlanta.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, that was me.
That's tough.
I had me, my roommate Michael Fox, 2 or 3 other guys, and that was the fighting game community in Statesboro, Savannah. For multiple years in a row, I was there.
Wow.
And like, I wouldn't even call it TOing. I was just putting a Facebook event with a graphic I made saying come over to my house and we'll run a tournament, right? For like 3 years.
Yeah.
And like we had some pretty good talent, and even in Savannah we had some pretty decent talent, right? But because it's 4.5 hours outside the city, and we have people in Athens too. Like Richie's from Athens. It's frustrating to be in those areas and hear like, I remember when I used to be on Facebook with the Georgia FTC Facebook page. Yeah. They would post top 10 Marvel players, top 10 like Street Fighter 4 players. Me and Michael were never on those lists, and you want to know why? We lived in Savannah. Nobody knows. Yeah. We would come up for final round and maybe go net brawl once a year. Wow. So it's like there is undiscovered talent. I don't know if it'll come from Illinois, but we'll see.
Yeah. No, it's tough. I mean, like I think like because
and it's impossible to know everything too. So like I'm not freaking out about that. It's just the ignorance was hilarious.
Oh yeah, it definitely is. But I think like one of the because I travel back and forth from like New York and Atlanta, so I have a lot of family out there. And shout out to NOBC, I will be up there next week. But I think like I noticed how like the privilege that like we have in both scenes, like being in New York, having like NOBC, having like NJ Combat, having all that stuff in the tri-state area, and then coming down to Atlanta, having 404, having Access, having Tekken House. Like there's so much stuff that we have, but then like you go somewhere, like you go to Tennessee, it's not like that.
No.
You're going to Oklahoma, like you said, it's not like that. Chicago, like not really. Like it's just it's so like it's so not really condensed, but it's like it's so rich in one area, and then
it's very prevalent.
Barren, yeah. It's crazy, like because I mean like you really like if someone tells you to your face, oh, I don't really know where I could play Tekken. I live in Atlanta. I live in downtown Atlanta. You would smack them in the face.
You laugh.
You'd smack them in the face. There's like 19 places to go.
You could walk down the street and find a Tekken player.
That's what I'm saying. Like you can go to Controllerize. You can go to Access Replay. You can go.
I need to go to one of those.
The controller.
Ever, yeah.
Like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. Like, you probably won't play. Like, you probably won't play because it's just so much crap to do. Like, there's food going, there's music playing, there's vendors. Like, yeah, I was blowing money that day. I was like, I mean, there was food. I seen like a tea. Like,
your boss juice is inviting me all the time. Yeah, like every other week.
It's great.
I've never gone.
It's great.
Is it a good venue?
Huh?
Is it a good venue?
Oh, it's ridiculous.
I haven't gotten a chance to go. There's so many new.
I'm gonna go next week.
Are you old enough?
I'm gonna go next week.
I mean,
is he old enough to get in?
How old are you?
How old are you? He's like 13.
What the? No.
No, I'm kidding. Like, what are you? Are you 19?
He's of age.
19.
Is it 18 up and older?
I think so. I think it's 18 though. I'm not sure. But if you have a chance, go to Controllerize. But I remember back in the days when it was at this like not broken down, but it was like this mad small Korean barbecue joint like 2-3 years ago. And like they just kept building. I remember me and Mario were the ones bringing the setups, like just scrubbing it out. Yeah, just scrubbing it up, and then all of a sudden they're in this huge venue. I mean, massive. Like they got a bunch of setups over here. They got music. They got dance floors. They got all this other stuff. So now they're taking the FGC, and you still have your fighting games. It's like, okay, now I'm tired of playing. I can do something else. Where sometimes you have a venue like you don't really have anything else to do after the tournament itself. You know what I mean? So it's dope to have places like that, and just with good camaraderie. Like I mean, I want to go to the Tekken House because it just seems like good vibes there.
You never been?
No, I.
You should have came through. We had like that huge Tekken World Tour.
I couldn't, man. I couldn't. So, I know. I'm gonna be there though. I'm gonna make sure I make it. 2020. I'm gonna make sure I go to the Tekken House as much as possible.
The wish list.
Yes, as much as possible.
Dear Sam, I want to go to Tekken.
I will go to Tekken House as much as possible. 2020 definitely will, because I do got more to learn, and I've been labbing and learning the game a lot more.
I remember Shoal was talking to me about some guy who went there to try and train up a character of his.
Yeah.
And he cried. He got beat so many times. He cried, and he was like, "Dude, you need to keep playing right now. You need to get better."
Yeah, you gotta take the butt whooping.
You know what is crazy to me? The levels of player that we have in the community are so good.
Yeah.
If you're a new player, we have people that started playing last week.
Yeah.
I was at 404. Some white guy on the very end of the setups, were like on the stream station prior to the tournament. Never seen him in my life. No one's talking to him. Like walk up, like, hey, how are you? Blah blah blah. Put him against somebody else who just started playing.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite thing to do.
It's like
we have so many, which really blows my mind, because playing Street Fighter 4, it was like you were either good or you were bad.
Yeah.
There was no like
in between.
I just started playing Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
It was I've been playing for 9 years, or I've been playing for 9 years and I'm bad. That's a joke. Please don't. Please do not fight me on Twitter.
It's definitely a difference. I mean, like even when I was learning and I was like absolute scrub, I couldn't do a B&B. People had players there, and they're giving you information. Like even Shola, as much crap as he talks, like he will like give you the information, talking to you about like trying to optimize your combos, different things to do in neutral, things to abuse. Like I didn't realize like I just need to start abusing push, like doing like my 1-2-2, going for the bat after that, like mixing up my options. I was like not 1-2-2, but like 1-1-2,
the one series,
like doing different
all
stuff like that.
Ones.
Yeah, that's like
Shola's a pillar for sure. I think my point is like, if Cameraman wanted to start playing Tekken tomorrow, he could find a player that's exactly his skill level, right?
Yeah.
You know, like if I go to the Tekken house, I want to play guys like Mike. I want to play guys like Shola. I don't necessarily want to play people like Isaiah or like newer players.
Yeah.
But you know, they also feel the same way. They want to play players of similar skill level.
Yeah.
So
I want to get stomped.
Yeah, that's why the Tekken house is great. That's why 4-4 is great. All these other venues that are providing this opportunity to us.
So man, like first of all, I want to thank Tekken for being the amazing game that it is. Thank you, Harada-san.
Thank you.
Arigato gozaimasu for the wonderful game that you have given us.
I loved it.
Thank you very much. I've been trying to learn.
You've been practicing
Japanese.
that?
I've been trying to learn Japanese just in general.
Nice.
Like,
what are you using?
Just like different, like different books and stuff, like ebooks and stuff like that,
okay.
and a couple of like online tutorials that I've like heard good reviews on.
Yeah.
So like mainly the greetings and different stuff like that, and ordering food and stuff because I'm trying to go to Japan. Finally got the passport, so
nice.
International Sensei will be
international.
Yeah, he will be.
And I will have for you guys who see me do my wave checks. I will have a do-rag for each country I visit. So Japan, I will have a white do-rag with the red dot. I will do it. And thank you for all the people that endorse my foolishness, because people make those things for me. Thank you very much. But are there any parting words? Because this has been an amazing episode. But are there any parting words that you guys want to give to the community? You guys want to give to Tekken fans, or you just like anybody you want to shout out? Anything any last thoughts for today?
Go to your locals.
Yes. Support your locals.
Do we have
always?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you are. Just
Marietta Heights is happening right now.
Yes.
Oh wow. So shout out Marietta Heights. Yeah,
after
that's
this stream's
abstract.
over, go there.
Dude, I love Marietta Heights. Has lots of room for improvement, but the thing they kill are the cheesy videos.
Yes.
Keep doing
Please continue.
Yeah.
That's
Slim
my
Cat,
favorite
keep
part.
doing that
That's
shit.
like the best part of the tournament.
I love seeing that.
Dude.
It's so cool and unique. No one else is doing it. I don't know. Last words.
Stupid cheese.
Thank you, Shola. I said it a million times. ABO was great. Thank you. I don't know. Doza for inviting me. I know Alex was supposed to be here. He couldn't make it.
He's at Marietta Heights right now.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. I know
That's about it.
Rel has some things.
Yeah,
I know. That's my boy, man.
I'm mad.
That's my boy, man. But he will be back with us very soon, man. But shout out to Rel. I know. Hope everything's going okay, man. Best wishes to you, my brother. So much love to you and all the Tekken guys. Young Jackson, any parting words to the people other than support your local?
Keep playing.
Keep playing.
It's gonna get rough at some point. Everyone's going to be picking up Tekken this Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Santa's gonna be leaving it under their tree.
My favorite part, and this is totally unrelated and not a last note, but I want to bring it up. Every single Christmas, every single holiday sale during Street Fighter 4's lifetime, it was like a free for all for like new players.
Yeah.
It was the funniest content you'd ever see.
For a week, you're gonna get stomped online by people like him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It will get better.
Yeah. You're gonna get abused by the plus frames.
Santa gave you that game for a reason. You will find your main. You will
My
find
favorite-
out what frame data is, and you will win.
Frame is in the game now.
Yeah.
For $2.
Yeah, but for fun.
I just pay whatever they say.
Yeah. And if we can support 3 seasons worth of content, I'd give them the money.
Yeah, look, I mean, they give us a complete game. It's okay.
They gave me a Tekken World Tour.
Yes.
And if you can give Elliot a 500th place on your leaderboard, and he can screenshot it and send it to his friends.
Yeah.
I'll give you $10.
Oh, of course.
Exactly.
I'd pay for that.
Oh, dude,
But you're gonna give me content with that?
Yeah, they gave me Negan.
If they gave me like a directly buy Harada lunch,
Yeah.
I just
What you
Don't
like?
know.
No, if you like the character, fine.
Dude,
but
I run with the W.
no, if you like the character, fine. But if you literally
I
just
mean
look at the
W.
top of event
Well, I
hubs,
mean wins.
Yeah.
yeah, if you just look at the top of
Why do you
event
think
hubs,
Chikrin
then
stopped
no.
playing? There's also
I think it's fun.
After
Don't-
that 2-week period. pick up a
I
Kuma.
completely agree. Like the struggle. Pick him. Final Fantasy sick. If you like taunting people and like doing the little arm thing and like laughing, yeah,
Like
pick
cool
Noctis.
costumes for your character.
Yeah.
Pick Noctis.
Exactly. And he's super easy, super fun.
He's fun.
Because like every time, every week I hear, boom. I'm like,
It's my favorite. It would mean way more to me if you just watched like 404 streams or like Chop streams when I'm playing and tweet nice or and like say nice things in the chat than watch my stream. Don't watch my.
Who did your art?
Batosai from Kennesaw.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what I thought. It looks like.